Hello, who's calling?
Oh, hello, it's Louisa here.
Hello, Louisa. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, I was just ringing because you mentioned those awful figures about the animals being blown up at Porton Down.
Yes, certainly, yes. Terrible. Yeah, go on, sorry.
I'm just totally shocked. I mean, it's obviously not something they like to publicise because I've never heard of it before. And I'm just totally shocked.
I know they have done experiments on animals before, maybe not as intense as this. They have experimented on pigs before. I know they used flamethrowers on pigs to burn them to see how they could repair human casualties. But certainly, 50,000 animals in the last 4 years, that's a lot of animals.
I don't know how people can live with themselves and have anything to do with that kind of thing. I mean, it just makes me want to get off the planet, basically.
No, I mean, I agree with you. To a certain extent, I know the reason why they are doing this. They're doing this to help human beings who are being blown up and injured in Afghanistan. But I find it quite repulsive, actually. I'm sure there's a different way of doing this.
There must be. I mean, it's just so horrific. It's almost impossible to comprehend it. I mean, I don't know how people can justify it. That there must be sadists or something really sick going on in their minds to think that it's okay to do that to creatures that are totally innocent. You know, I mean, why don't they do it to their own children and see how they feel about it? You know, I mean, it boils down to the same thing as far as I'm concerned. I know it sounds a bit overdramatic, but I really do feel so strongly about it.
I mean, what upset me about it is not the such that they are killing the animals. I mean, that's bad enough, killing animals anyway, but we do that, as I mentioned to John that was on the phone earlier, we do that anyway every day. We eat animals, don't we? We eat beef and pork and all the rest of it. But that's humane, and it's quick and it's done. The pain and suffering that these animals must go through must be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, when you mentioned it earlier, I looked it up on the net because I was just so horrified. And I've been reading about them using them in tests for nerve gas and all kinds of horrible things and watching them crawling around for hours dying. Yeah. Oh, it's just horrific. I mean, people talk about how these things, you know, the war machine is in order to prevent things like Nazi Germany ever happening again. But the thing is, it's happening right here, now, to animals.
That's right. I mean, if we take it back, we shouldn't even be in Afghanistan, which is my opinion in the first place.
Well, I agree. I mean, my opinion is that, you know, people should be made more aware of what joining up to become a soldier is all about, and that they're not given the full story before they join up. They're made to think it's all very heroic and not told about the likelihood of ending up either suicidal or with a few limbs blown off or dead and having to kill people that could just as easily be their own relatives. I mean, it's just so sick, the whole thing. If only people would just wake up and stop joining up. I don't mean just here, I mean everywhere, worldwide. If the message was plain and clearly put across that it's a bad idea to get involved in war on any level, then people wouldn't be able to use them as pawns.
Yeah, and certainly in my opinion, this is only my opinion, I think we're on hiding to nothing anyway, because at the end of the day, you might win the war, but you won't win the battle.
Exactly.
The other way around. But
I mean, it's the people right at the top who are playing with big sort of multi-billion-dollar arms deals that enjoy all these things, but they're not sitting there in the firing line.
Well, it's supposedly to keep. So Gordon Brown kept telling us, and Tony Blair before him, it's to keep the terrorists off the streets of London, isn't it? So they say, but I don't see that.
Well, I'm not sure that I believe all this stuff about terrorism. I believe a lot of it's false flag stuff.
Yeah. Well, nothing we can do about it in the immediate future. I just brought this up about the animals because I found it quite repulsive. It really... Yeah,
it's absolutely sickening. I'm really glad you did bring it up because I'm now posting it on Facebook to all my friends, and I think everyone should know about it because, you know, everyone needs to wake up and stop these horrific things going on. And the only way it's ever going to stop is if people know it's going on in the first place. I mean, it's not the sort of thing that they can be so proud about that, you know, that they want the world to know about, but it's obviously coming out now. So So thanks for broadcasting it.
Okay.
You've woken me up. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you for giving me a ring. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, there's a lady talking about that those animal experiments on Portland Down in Wiltshire. 119 pigs in the last couple of weeks or so been blown up because they have skin similar to that of humans, doing these explosions and experiments, of course, on them to help the soldiers that would be blown up or killed in Afghanistan. The medics, of course, medical experiments, not only on explosions but also on chemical weapons and biological weapons as well. In the past 4 years, 50,000 animals have been murdered like this, including pigs, cattle, sheep and monkeys as well, all in the name of war and peace, I suppose. Hello, John.
Yeah, I just put the cat among the pigeons again.
Yes, why not?